Hi you guys, welcome back to my garden. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a just epic container clean out from all of my summer pots, and I wanted to start here in the lion garden area. I just cannot bring myself to tear these plants out. I stopped fertilizing, you guys, a few weeks ago. I stopped watering some of the containers. Some of these plants are die hard and they're perfect plants. I would have kept pruning everything, and if I would have kept my normal maintenance, you guys, this area would have still just been absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to get in and kind of show you guys how everything is looking so you guys can kind of see, you know, how big the plants grew out to, because when we set this area up, we started with baby plants. You guys, these plants have gotten massive. That's one of the things that you look at with your plants, is you want to look at the size they are now, and then you also want to look at how big are these plants going to get at maturity. There are a few things that I'm going to actually leave because I'm going to transfer those into the landscape, but let me show you guys what everything is looking like, okay? You guys can see, I mean, you guys, look at this. Look how it has literally just taken over the area. Like just completely engulfed this metal orb here. Same thing here. I mean, some of these supertunias have fizzled out, but you guys, can you see this truffle of pink gomphrena is playing the blue salvia? What I think I'm going to do for this container is I think I want to go in and just grab some scissors real quick. That way I can go ahead and just get this out, because I'm really fighting with this and I want to try to get done. Yeah, this is a lot better. I do not leave my Rose of Sharon's. I'm going to be pulling this out as well. That way it gives me the opportunity to do something with this container if I choose to do such in the winter time. Again, I've stopped watering the supertunias. They have phased out, but if I would have kept up my same regimen, they still would be giving blooms, because the weather is still warm enough where supertunias can still go on and put on a lot of new growth, you know, if I would have been doing my continuous regimen. But in order to entice myself to pull them out, I've literally just stopped watering these and they've had to fend for themselves. So let's go ahead and start pulling these out now. So I have all of my supertunias cleaned out of all of these pots right here. And you guys, this area, it just looks so bare. I'm going to run real quick, get 2 pots to transplant these Rose of Sharon's and start their overwintering process. So let's go get those now. All right. 1 and 2. All right, so now I have these Rose of Sharon's all done. I have all of my containers cleaned out. You guys, this area looks just absolutely 100% bare, but it's all good because we're definitely going to be going all out in this area for the fall. You guys, let me show you what everything looks like real quick. The plain the blue salvia, the purple fountain grass, and of course these gorgeous junipers here. And I left the orbs in there, so it's not completely 100% bare, but everything just looks amazing, you guys. It's basically like a skeleton out here. And then we got our Rose of Sharon pool, some containers. I hear my fountain humming, so we're definitely going to have to address that as well. So I want to start in this front garden area here. Show you one area that we're not going to be pulling out. So first, let's go ahead and let's take a peek at these Supertunia Vista bubblegums over here, because I'm actually not going to be pulling those. Check out these Supertunia Vista bubblegums behind me. Now, I planted these Supertunia Vista bubblegums up in a video in the late spring, early summer. And as you guys can see, they have not disappointed and they have certainly performed. I have not been watering my Supertunia Vista bubblegums in this area for one reason. I am on the fence with if I am going to pull them or not. But as you guys can see, they still look great. So I think we're going to be keeping these. I am going to show you what this Supertunia Vista bubblegum is looking like now. And I am also going to show you another plant that can definitely keep up with the vigor as I expected from the Supertunia Vista bubblegum in my garden, and has literally done wonders. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to sometimes get what I call is a threefer. So let me explain what I mean by that. When I first planted these up, I planted up Supertunia Royal Velvet, Supertunia Vista bubblegum, and I also planted up Alyssum. Those three combos gave me a different look as they filled in. So that was the first look. And then you got a second look. Supertunia Vista bubblegums took off. So then it looked like all pink. Now I have the final look I was going for. I totally expected for the Supertunia Royal Velvet to actually be overtaken, and I was completely fine with that, and that was planted that way by design. I'll show you guys what I mean by that when we get over to the containers, and then we'll head over and we'll look at some Alyssum that's in containers. And you guys, when you see how these small itty bitty plants are now just draping to the ground literally, you're going to be shocked. Do you guys see how luscious this Alyssum is right here? Now, the top Alyssum is actually spilling down from this container right here that was planted up. And that Alyssum down there, you guys, it was so robust. But we did go ahead and we kind of stopped watering, with the exception of spot watering the plants that we're going to keep in there. Now, what I want to show you guys, a lot of people have issues with Alyssum getting it to flower throughout the summertime. I've had no problem with that. These Alyssum have been in bloom all season. And then, as you guys know, the Supertunia Vista bubblegum I use in my garden every single season without fail. But they're definitely one of the ones that I would definitely not go without having in the garden. I am going to go ahead and snag all of these. You want to just pull out one plant like this Alyssum right here. It's draping, you guys. I haven't been watering it, so what we're going to do is we're going to just pull up the lemon coral sedum and just kind of just tug, and it comes right out. The only thing I pulled out from these two containers are the Alyssum, and I don't want my front containers to be bare right now until I get ready to just mass plant them up for the fall time. I left the lemon coral sedum in these containers. I do have a little bit of Supertunia Vista bubblegum. Let me pull that out here. But I left the lemon coral sedum, as you guys see, completely untouched. And as we were pulling out the Supertunia Vista bubblegum and the Alyssum, able to see the royal velvet up underneath. So had I came in, trim these back, I could have allowed the royal velvet to take over, but that was not the look that I was wanting to give. So I went ahead and I let the Supertunia Vista bubblegum just take over these pots. I was asked about an update on my Bobo hydrangeas. Now, you guys, can you see how big these blooms are? Popped these Bobo hydrangeas in 2019. And so, as you guys can see, this is what the specimen looked like after they've been in the garden since 2019. They're really just taking shape nicely. Purple coral bells right here too. And this is what they look like end of season. And the same thing, I left the lemon coral sedum in this one too. Music to my ears. It sounds so much better now that we have the water in there. But you guys, I'm just giving you guys what it is in real time. You know, when you work a full-time job, you put content out. Sometimes you have to get those chores in between, and sometimes things do slip in your garden. But, you know, keep in mind that if you do have a fountain, when you guys have those windy days, the wind will actually push the water out of your fountain, and then evaporation, so on and so on. I'm gonna go ahead, I'll drop some algicide in there. Now, one thing about the fountain, since my fountain is green, sometimes it only takes a small amount to make that water really just look very murky. But let's go ahead, let's head to the back, and so we can get those containers pulled out. The first one is a little bit crooked, but what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and I'll adjust those, you know, in the up and coming days and get them situated so when I go to plant them next season, they'll be straight and they'll be just beautiful and gorgeous. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.